If you don't want to end up like this guy, then listen up, because me and General Brash have been talking, and we think it's time the Helldivers actually get educated on support weapons. Stick around to see the very best support weapons in the game. Coming in Weapon 30, the Arc 3 Arc Thrower has settled into a role as a heavy crowd control stun lock weapon. While it has seen several range and fire rate adjustments since the game's launch, it remains a top tier choice for the Illuminate and Terminate fronts due to its infinite ammo and high armor penetration. It's also held the best record on the Helldiver front. This has been known for killing people. Please be careful bringing this. We have a 250 on damage, heavy armor penetration, an effective range of 55 meters, and a 1-second charge time. Also, bot players, yes, I know this does hit gunships. You don't have to tell me, I am aware, but the Arc is wild and teammates are delicate. I've seen this kill many a Helldiver. So with all that in mind, I'm giving it a 3 out of 10. Coming in spot 29, we've got the CQC9 Defoliation Tool. All right, Doom fans, before you rip and tear me apart, please let me explain for a moment. The CQC9 Defoliation Tool, also known as Chainsaw, is uniquely a melee support weapon that was introduced in late 2025. Unlike most support weapons, it does not use ammunition. Instead, it consumes your stamina to operate, giving us 450 DPS, medium armor penetration, and genuinely some aura points. I love my melee weapons, I really do, but I'm not a super big fan of them taking up my support weapon slot. It does alright with bugs, it's somewhat okay with Illuminate, it feels nice, but as far as effectiveness, I'm giving the Defoliation a 3 out of 10. Number 28, the GL52 De-Escalator, often called the Arc Grenade Launcher, is a specialized crowd-controlling cousin of the standard grenade launcher. While it lacks raw explosive power to close bug holes or destroy fabricators, it trades that utility for high-tier armor pin and massive AoE stun. Every arc bolt that hits an enemy deals 100 damage, it has a heavy armor pin, can fire up to 200 grenades per minute, capacity of 6, and a reserve ammo of 40. When this gun first came out, I could not stop bringing it to bug front. As you can see, it does fantastic against voteless, and depending on the primary or other guns you have, I could see how you can mix and match this and make it work. But overall, I really do not like the damage output on this. I wish it would get reworked. I wish I could see it buffed and in glory, but because of this, I have to give it a 3 out of 10. In our number 27th spot, the RL-77 Airburst rocket launcher is a cluster bomb in a tube. It's designed for massive AoE clear rather than precision anti-tank work. A direct hit from the missile does 350 damage with 150 damage per explosion shot. Being medium armor pin holding 5 rounds in the backpack, this gun is an absolute TKing menace. With 2 modes, cluster and flak mode, this support weapon at times can be fun to bring. It just depends on who you play with. If you ever plan on playing with a serious group of people, you absolutely have to make sure that you coordinate your shots and communicate what you're doing before you just press the trigger, as it can result in a very swift, very democratic kick from the lobby. I've tested this against bots. It does exactly what you think it would, nothing. The Illuminate front is decent though with all the chaff mobs, but this thing absolutely excels in bug front. So overall, I'm giving the Airburst rocket launcher a 5. Number 26, the TX-41 Sterilizer is a chemical warfare specialist's dream. Unlike the flamethrower, which focuses raw DPS, the Sterilizer is designed to sow chaos among the ranks of Terminates. The spray damage does 50 DPS on a direct spray, and the gas status damage that you inflict them with does 25 damage per second. Roughly 70 to 75 DPS if you're actively spraying the target, while its flamethrower counterpart does 150 direct damage while doing 50 DPS, making it a lot less effective as the flamethrower. But it causes them to be confused, so I do love bringing this to Illuminate front and watching voteless cleave each other's heads off. Don't get me wrong, but I personally lean towards the Dog Breath Rover just a little bit more, so I'm going to be giving this one a 4 out of 10. Number 25, the EAT-700 Expendable Napalm, commonly called the NEAT, is an incendiary sister to the classic EAT-17 Expendable Anti-Tank. While it looks like an anti-tank rocket though, it actually functions as a precision-fired Eagle Napalm strike. It's designed for horde clear in an area denial, essentially turning a choke point into a no-go zone. Our stats are 500 damage for the ballistic missile, 250 for the explosion, and if we want to get really technical, heavy burn for 200 DPS with an AoE radius of 8 meters. This gun has outstanding performance when it comes to Terminated front, also performing decently well on Illuminate, but it does bring some lackluster on bot, unfortunately. So overall, I'm giving the Expendable Napalm a 5. Number 24, the STA-X3 W.A.S.P Launcher, or as the Helldivers on the ground call it, the Spear's younger, more anxious brother. This precision-engineered piece of hardware is designed to turn anything from medium-sized into a memory from 300 meters away. It does 200 damage per projectile and 600 per explosion shot, coming in right below anti-tank armor penetration, and has a very cool programmable ammo feature. If you hold reload, you will get the option to swap between 2 different firing modes. You have the tiny little missiles, and then it goes over to a giant artillery bomb, which condenses all of them into one big shot, wreaking havoc on the battlefield. Before I give the W.A.S.P launcher its rating, remember, all of these support weapons are amazing. It's so hard to pick and choose. I'm just going purely based off of my opinions.
If you rate my beloved W.A.S.P launcher badly, I swear to fuck I will find you and—
Whoa, okay, buddy. We respect everyone's opinion here. Everyone can bring good opinions and good takes to the table.
And I'm still gonna find a way to get their mom.
You die.
Not again! Ah!
The W.A.S.P launcher gets a 6 out of 10. Number 23, meet the MG206 heavy machine gun. If the Stalwart's a gentle breeze and the MG32 is a stern lecture, then the MG206 is a drunken bar fight in a hardware store. It's big, it's angry, and it hates your shoulders. Doing 150 ballistic damage, having a heavy armor pen, 100 round capacity, having multiple different adjustable RPM firing modes. It handles like an angry fire hose. The ergonomics on this gun are absolutely zero. It has the maneuverability of a grand piano. If you try to aim while standing, the barrel moves like it's being dragged through cold molasses. In reality, you don't aim this gun, you negotiate with it. Most Helldivers find that crouching or going prone is absolutely mandatory, although armor passives can help, unless you want to spend your ammo budget shooting at the clouds and nearby moons. I'm not a huge fan of Illuminate front with this. Bug front, this does do good. It really helps punch brood commanders and chargers. Bot is definitely where I love seeing this, so overall, I'm giving the heavy machine gun a 6 out of 10. Number 22, the APW-1 Anti-Material Rifle. This isn't a gun, it's a long-distance relationship with destruction. If you enjoy sitting on a hill, sipping on lukewarm liberty, and clicking on heads from a different zip code, this is your soulmate. It is 450 damage, heavy armor pen, capacity of 6 in the mag, a 50 meter, 100 meter, and 200 meter optic, and extremely high bullet speed. The pick rate on this gun used to be absolutely insane, as it still is an extremely well-made firearm. The thing that I enjoy with this gun absolutely the most is you can run up, no crosshair, blind fire mag dump something, and it will cease to be. I'm giving the anti-material rifle a 6 out of 10. Number 21, the S11 Spear Launcher. If you're not sure why this is here, go ahead and move on. So now that the goats are here, we know what's up. I know what you all are doing with this gun. Don't act like you can hide from me. I know how good this gun is because of you all. And you know what front it excels in? That's right, just like you thought, automaton. Now, please let me explain and just show you. It can one-shot a Hulk in the eye. I didn't even know this. What? This is a high-utility precision support weapon that fires heavy armor-piercing gas-releasing harpoons, effectively acting as a ranged single-shot grenade gas launcher. It features massive stagger force, high anti-tank penetration, and it creates a 650 DPS gas cloud that blinds and confuses all enemies, making it ideal for perfect crowd control. The spear gun gets a 6 out of 10. Number 20, the Plas 45 Epoch. This energy-based, high-risk, high-reward weapon that functions as a hybrid between a railgun, grenade launcher, and a rocket launcher. The Epoch has 2 main damage modes, 400 damage on impact and 400 explosive, while the fully charged shots deal double. Standard shots penetrate heavy armor while overcharged hit anti-tank. The charge time takes roughly 2 seconds with a maximum overcharge reach of 2.6. Being capable of 2-shotting a Bile Titan in the head and destroying automaton fabricators, I'm giving the Epoch a 6 out of 10. We've got number 19, the RS-422 Railgun. It's the weapon for the Helldiver who looks at a giant armor-plated Terminator and thinks, I bet I could solve this problem with a very fast needle and complete disregard for my own limbs. Here's the statistical breakdown for the weapon that bridges the gap between Sniper God and Accidental Firework. Having 2 different fire modes, a safe mode which deals 600 damage and heavy armor penetration, and the unsafe max charge deals 900 damage with an anti-tank pen rating. I personally gear towards and love a fast mobility rate of playstyle. I love light armor, speed buffs, and a precise railgun. So for me, popping Devastator heads and Hulk faces schmoove off is one of my favorite pastimes in this game. I'm giving the railgun a 6 out of 10. Number 18, the MG32 machine gun. It's the old reliable of Super Earth. While other Helldivers are playing with magnets or blowing themselves up with plasma, you're holding down a trigger and screaming about managed democracy until the barrel turns the color of the forbidden sunset. Being able to adjust the fire mode from 600, 750, and 900 rotations per minute, and doing 80 damage a bullet with medium armor penetration, the machine gun is absolutely no joke. Being close to one of my favorite support weapons in this game, I try not to be super biased towards it, as it does well against Bot, Illuminate, and Terminate. The only downside being its stationary reload. Look, I don't know about you, but when I'm getting chased by hordes of Terminids, I have to be able to create distance. And since there are other guns out there that help me do that, I'm giving the machine gun a 7 out of 10. Number 17, the FAF-14 Spear. This isn't just a rocket launcher, it's a high-maintenance relationship with a piece of hardware that has more mood swings than a teenager. When it works, you're God. When it doesn't, you're just a guy in a field holding a very expensive, very heavy telescope. The Spear does a standard damage of 4,000 per projectile and 200 on explosion. It hits like a freight train made of smaller, angrier freight trains. If the missile actually connects with the Bio Titan's forehead, that Titan isn't just dead, it's erased from the timeline. It has the highest armor penetration in the game, and has a max range of 300 meters. I give this spear a 7 out of 10. Number 16, the MS-11 Solo Silo. What looks like a tiny little pistol with a laser attached to it is actually the programmable homing beacon for a nuke. Dealing 2,500 damage, it makes the 500 kilogram bomb look like a party popper. If a factory strider so much as glances at the missile, it ceases to exist. It's designed for a one-shot almost anything with a pulse or a motherboard from the next country over. In reality, you get a handheld designator, you point, you hold, and you pray. The missile is guided in real time, so if you move the laser, the missile follows like a very angry, very explosive golden retriever. For how versatile it is, I'm giving the Solo Silo a 7 out of 10. Number 15, the MSL-4X Commando. This is what happens when Super Earth's R&D department watches an 80s action movie and says, what if we gave them 4 rockets but made the launcher disposable like a juice box? Similar to the Expendable anti-tank but with a guided laser on it, here's the stat breakdown. This 4-piece nugget does 450 damage per shot. This anti-tank rapid-firing party popper has a weird, beautiful grudge against automaton fabricators. Unlike other rockets that need to hit vents, the Commando can hit the fabricator anywhere on its armored hull and it will explode out of pure shock. If an enemy's moving, hold the laser on its face until the rocket connects with its forehead. Also having a very short cooldown of 120 seconds, it's a very good gun to bring. I give the Commando a 7 out of 10. Number 14, the LAS-98 Laser Cannon. This slow roaster has a damage output of 350 damage per second and will beat anyone in a staring contest. With this gun, you're not pulling down the trigger, you're winning an argument. If you hit a weak spot like a Hulk's eye or a Charger's butt, it melts through them like a hot knife through butter. Although if it hits tank armor, you're giving an enemy a very expensive, very bright tan. The ammo capacity is infinite as long as you pay attention to that heatsink. On cold planets or frosty worlds, this is an absolute go-to for me as it reduces the amount of time it takes to fully burn up, and the cooldown is a lot quicker. It doesn't do super great against bugs, but I absolutely love this on the bot front. It's alright against Illuminate, especially Harvesters, so with all that being said, I give the Laser Cannon a 7 out of 10. Number 13, the M1000 Maxigun. This is the weapon for a Helldiver who looked at the Gatling Sentry and said, I wish I could pull that out of my ass. It's the ultimate hold my liberty support weapon and the perfect tool for having the masculine urge to die on the front line. Here's the stats for the gun that turns you into a stationary piece of artillery. This paper cut blizzard has an 80 damage per round output, which might not sound like a lot until you realize you're firing 1,500 bullets a minute. The accuracy is less about quality and more about the sheer volume of metal you can occupy within a 50-meter radius. The only downside is that this sets your movement speed to 0. The moment you pull the trigger, the Helldiver's boots become legally part of the planet's crust. If I had it my way, I would rank the Maxigun a 10 out of 10 just because I love this kind of weapon so much, but realistically, I'm going to be giving it an 8 out of 10. Number 12, the AC-8 Autocannon. This isn't just a gun, it's a lifestyle choice. If you aren't carrying an autocannon, are you really even spreading democracy, or are you just sprinkling it? I know some of you divers hear the plunk plunk sound and get a little super excitement, but let's lock into the stats. X3, what are you doing? Stop humping the autocannon! With 260 damage per projectile, 150 per explosion, and having 2 different firing modes, one being for more tankier enemies and the other one being for chafe clearing, this is genuinely the medium armor penetrating king. It ignores the armor of almost 90% of enemies in the game. The only downside, because they had to give it one or else it would be the best, having to perform stationary reload, although a majority of you all overlook it. The autocannon gets an 8 out of 10. Number 11, the EAT-17 Expendable Anti-Tank. It's a disposable razor of the Galactic War. You call it down, you use it once to solve a very specific, very large problem, being one of the few guns that encourages you to be a litter bug for liberty. This single-shot weapon gives us 2,000 damage, an armor penetration of anti-tank, and gives you 2 launchers per drop pod. The 70-second cooldown makes this extremely desirable with a 2-second call-in time. You expendable anti-tank fans are something else. I've never seen a more dedicated, tactically smart group of people play than you all. I don't know what they're feeding or giving to the anti-tank players, but you all do great with this weapon. It's a very solid choice. This gun is extremely balanced on all fronts, so overall, I'm giving the expendable anti-tank an 8 out of 10. Number 9, the GL-21 Grenade Launcher, or as Terminids call it, the Rapid Onset Headache. It's perfect for clearing bug holes and blowing up fabricators, and if you aren't careful, turning your squad mates into fine red mist. Doing 400 explosive damage, heavy armor penetration, capacity of 10, 116 grenades a minute, with a total blast radius of 7.5 meters. I'm gonna be honest with you all, in my opinion, this is the best support weapon in the game. As far as the versatility, it can destroy Illuminate ships, clear fabricators, annihilate bug holes, and you don't even have to be accurate. Just shoot it within the general direction. The grenade launcher is an absolute must-have for me on any front. So with all that being said, I'm giving the grenade launcher a well-deserved 10 out of 10. Number 8, the LAS-99 Quasar Cannon, otherwise known as the Infinite Shoulder-Mounted Microwave or Patient Man's Delete button. If you like the idea of holding a miniature sun against your cheek while waiting for a heavy-duty toaster to ding, this is the gun for you. Here's the statistical breakdown of this glorious piece of managed democracy. Being an energy weapon, it does have infinite ammo, but after one shot, it goes on a complete overheat. So bringing this to ice planets is an absolute must as it reduces that cooldown time. Dealing 2,000 standard damage and being literally perfect for everything as it frees up your backpack slot, while also having a permanent expendable anti-tank round in your back pocket. I give this gun a 10 out of 10. Number 7, the M105 Stalwart, otherwise known as the overclocked weed whacker, or the reason my finger has a cramp, is the highest fire rate, light armor penetrating machine gun in the game that there is. Unlike the machine gun and the heavy machine gun where you have to stationarily reload, the Stalwart reloads on the go, making sure you can keep that distance from Terminids and keep away from those hordes of voteless, doing 70 damage a shot and having an adjustable RPM rate of 700, 850, 1,150, and a 250 round ammo capacity. The Stalwart is my absolute favorite go-to. Nothing feels better than hip-firing this gun into hordes of Terminids. This gun brings the same exact amount of heat to every single front. Oh, it's bots? Lower the fire rate for a more accurate shot. Oh, it's Terminids? Up the shots and hip-fire it. Oh, it's Illuminate? Spray down all of the hordes. Like, this gun is overall so well made. The Stalwart gets a 10 out of 10 easy, hands down. Number 6, the GL-28 Belt-Fed Grenade Launcher. Let me start out by saying, who approved this? Having 3 different round per minute modes, we have 160, 240, and 320 grenades per minute. This weapon is just wow. It's a heavy support weapon that functions as a high-volume alternative to the standard GL-21 grenade launcher. While it offers superior fire rate and trigger time, it trades off significant per-shot power, doing 150 damage per explosion, heavy armor penetration, and a capacity of 100 grenades in the backpack. The blast radius is small and the recoil is quite low, but dude, I love this grenade launcher so much. I see why people use the other one though, as you can free up your backpack spot, but I love the aura that this brings to the battlefield. The belt-fed grenade launcher gets an astounding 10 out of 10 on every front. Number 5, the GR8 Recoilless Rifle, the shoulder-mounted equivalent of no trespassing sign written in high explosives. Here's the lowdown on our big tube of freedom. In the real world, recoilless implies a sophisticated venting system that redirects gases to keep the shooter from doing a backflip. In Helldivers 2, it mostly means the gun stays still while whatever you hit undergoes a rapid unplanned disassembly. It deletes chargers, spore spewers, and drop ships, destroys illegal broadcasts, shrieker nests. The recoilless is the perfect anti-heavy tool in your back pocket, which is why it gets rated so high. This gun is absolutely amazing. Honestly, I don't even feel like I need to say more on it. The recoilless rifle gets a 10 out of 10. Number 4, the Flam 40 Flamethrower, or as seasoned veterans call it, oh, I'm on fire again! If you've ever looked at a swarm of Terminids and thought, I wish these bugs smelled more like a backyard barbecue gone horribly wrong, then Super Earth's premier localized sun generators for you. Dealing approximately 150 direct damage in the fire plus a significant damage over time effect of 50 per second. It's highly effective and perfect for crowd control and anti-tank duty by aiming for weak spots. You can get up to 300 damage, it just depends on where you're hitting it. This is so effective against chargers and a #1 go-to for Bile Titans. The weapon also leaves burning patches on the ground, acting like a smaller, continuous Eagle napalm strike to inflict additional damage over time. So aim for weak spots and use it while backpedaling to avoid catching yourself on fire. The flamethrower gets a 10 out of 10. Number 3, the EAT-411 Leveler. So you've decided to stop playing hide and seek with chargers and start playing point and click with high explosives. Excellent choice. This has quickly climbed the ranks of the Helldivers' favorite weapon, as it is quite literally the death stick. What my favorite secondary of the Ultimatum could do, the Leveler does 20 times better. You don't like something? Literally delete it. Point it at something, as this has a lot further of a range than the Ultimatum, its younger cousin, and it disappears. Being a single shot expendable anti-tank, it does 1,000 projectile damage and 2,500 explosive damage. And being anti-tank armor pin, the Leveler gets a 10 out of 10. Number 2, the CQC-20 Breaching Hammer. This anti-tank melee is all I have ever wanted in my life. It can one-shot mortars, one-shot hell bombs, 3-shot factory striders, being better than Blue Star Ointment and all I've ever wanted and more. I stay awake at night thinking of this hammer as it is my one true love.
Jimmy's mom is my true love.
Carl, can you just stop?
Freedom never sleeps, meaning I can stay up all night.
Carl, shut the hell up. Number 1, the CQC One True Flag. My democracy officer told me to put it here, as morale and unbridled belief in Super Earth is mandatory. This has been brought to you by the Ministry of Truth. Oh my gosh, guys, you all are awesome. Thank you so much for making it to the end of the video. If you like these tier lists, I have done another one where I rank every primary and secondary in Helldivers 2. If you all want to see more or have any suggestions, please feel free to let me know. What do you all think the ratings should be? Do you agree with them? Be sure to let me know down in the comments. And if you'd like to, please consider subscribing, as this is my second video, and honestly, I would love to get monetized.
I can't keep doing this anymore. I'm done. I quit.
And if you want to get this little guy out of the hospital, it's going to be 13 likes because he actually deserves it this time. Thank you all so much. Bye-bye.